What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I'm your host, Ed Honcho, man. And again, it is an honor, it is a privilege. And when stuff is working properly, it is my pleasure to get to join you wonderful people each and every day. Why are these things even open? It's been one of those. Oh, I got to keep it 100 with y'all. It's been one of those days. Just a fucking day today, and you're like, well, every day's a fucking day, Honcho. It's one of those days. It was like the opposite of Ice Cube's good day taking place today. It was everything was just not working right. You feel me? I fucking lost my wallet, reset my phone within an hour of each other, and I don't know how many of y'all like me. Like one, first, welcome to the day. If you're not familiar with the best conversation on the internet, the reason why it's the best conversation is because of all of you wonderful people who make this the greatest conversation. And you go, well, if it's so great, how come your ass didn't show up yesterday, Honcho? Where were you Friday and over the weekend? I apologize. Okay, just been some personal things going on, some background stuff going on. Nothing major, nothing super negative. Just getting things in order, man. Like I say, just realigning the stars, if you will. Um, just a lot of different junk. Some stream related stuff I was working on, some but just some other projects I kind of picked up, and I kind of got behind schedule. I've been behind schedule for a couple of things now, and just and just a bunch of stuff piling up on top of each other. Like I said, I thought today I'm like, cool, I got everything in order. Then just one of them days. Let's see who we have joining us. Then we'll get into the conversation. Murphy's Law, absolutely. Let's see who we have joining us, and then we'll get into the conversation. I see the Grace family, K Grace and Miss M Grace, joining us this evening. Always good to be graced by the Graces. How are you ladies doing this evening? What's the motherfucking deal? 335 in the building. Coltrane, what's the motherfucking deal? AKA the Don of the Discord. Smothering chicken wings and hot sauce. Jed Smith, what's the motherfucking deal? East Side, Job, Jan, Ronald, Sweetberry, Miss Bell, Stephanie Paul, what's the motherfucking deal? Roman, what's the motherfucking deal? Make the den great again. That's where I'm at. Let's see. Heidi ho. Hello, Heidi. How are you this evening, Heidi? Footballer 503, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh man. Oh, good grief. I hope y'all had a happy holiday yesterday if you partook. Hope y'all thought about your boy while y'all were partaking. That's disgusting beyond a funny nigga. And I'm not even gonna say I stumbled on something. Twitter has some very bad stuff happening, and I like funny shit that I probably shouldn't laugh at, and so I got taken down this rabbit hole of shit that was just terrible stuff, right? But then I found myself like laughing at some stuff. I mean, just disgusting things that I probably regret ever even seeing. But that's the internet. That's the kind of stuff that happens. That's where we are. Let me see if I missed anybody. I didn't diss anybody. Make sure I got my boy Jason S. Make sure I ain't missing anybody. Rob C. Yes. From Cali, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm not sure if it was the Bay Area, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, let me know if I got that right or if I'm wrong again. But yeah, so the day, right, DeMarkey? What's the motherfucking deal? Well, so my deal is oh yes, and happy birthday to Mrs. M Grace. Maybe we'll get a call. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, that's what I thought. Dago. Okay, that's right. I don't look when it comes to Cali. Everything that's not L.A. I call it the Bay Area. I don't know shit about Cali. I hate beyond the funny thing. I'm telling y'all, like I had to send him a message the other day to let him know I hated him, and how much I hated him. But so yeah, lost my phone. Fucking factory reset my shit. Like, man, it just. And here's in the factory reset. It's my fault, right? I don't know if I changed the settings on my phone or something where if you get your pin wrong so many times that it just factory resets. I usually thought it would just lock you out for a little bit, but I wasn't paying attention as I kept fucking it up. And that lets you know I usually use like the biometrics for the most part. Anything that I can, I just usually use that, or most of my shit doesn't require, whatever. I mean, if you get into it, I mean, you might as well take it at that point. So like it was just, that's what it felt like. It was just a bad day. And but here's my thing, like I'm not so concerned about, yeah, I am, because I had all my pertinent information in my wallet like an idiot. Like I did all the idiotic stuff. Like I kept all the information in my wallet that shouldn't be in there. All the everything. And then, but I'm not worried about that. Like, there's a lot of white people here. They'll turn it in. I think it'll show up. I have an idea like it had to have been in the store. So like I'm thinking it's all good. And then the phone situation happened because of me fooling around with fucking Cash App, trying to Cash App somebody something, and then I don't know what happened. Like, say I used the fucking biometrics on that too, and then I don't know what canceled that screen out. It asked me for my fucking pin. I have like 3 pins that I use for various stuff, and the pins that I choose are, I won't say based on the level of importance, because I mean certain things are just equally important, but I have like pins for categories for different stuff. So if it's a certain related to a certain type of thing, it's a certain pin, whatever. And like I said, I'm going through all my fucking phone because I never use them though. But it's like I never fucking use them, and so I'm like, I know it's only 1 or 3 pins, and none of them bitches were fucking working. So my fucking Cash App fucking blocked me out for like 24 hours. The fucking, like I say, the fucking, whatchamacallit, with the phone, I have all my shit, like I say, I have 2FA, two-factor authentication on everything. And so a lot of it uses the Google Authenticator app, with the little random fucking numbers. Well, when your fucking phone factory resets, all of that shit gets wiped out. You know what I'm saying? So, can't access that. Can't fucking can't log into my fucking bank account until tomorrow when they're open. So I have to tell them to take the fucking 2FA shit off my fucking account so I can get in through the fucking mobile app and reset all that shit. It's happened before, so I definitely know the process. Danny B. Moore, how are you doing? So, but here's my thing. Here's why. Here's why I'm not worried. Ever since I've lived in areas that are primarily Caucasian, wallet always comes back. Wallet always comes back. Like, may take a day or two or whatever it might be. Never an issue. So I'm gonna give like everything 24 hours. Like I say, just make sure ain't nothing fucked up, ain't nothing too out of there. I'm gonna holler at the store again tomorrow. Just one of them days though, right? And it's been little stuff here and there and just all that shit. Oh shit, stimulus, nothing. So, it is what it is. I don't keep cash on me anyway, so that's why I'm not too worried about that. Like I hardly ever use cash, which is weird because I used to be anti-credit anything or anti tracking. I've gotten to the point like it's like this, man. I'm on the fucking internet every day. When somebody's looking for me, I'm not hard to find. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. If there's nothing to fucking hide. You know what I'm saying? So. At this point, I don't give 2 shits. So that's my little rant for the day. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was in a shitty mood for like leading up to, and then just a couple things actually happened right before the stream. Then Scotty fucking wants to go to the restroom right before the fucking stream starts. Like, you don't want to listen. Like, I can't find him most of the time. Then when I do, you know, when I'm actually looking for him, and then when I'm ready to get into my grooves, then he wants to just pop up. Like, it's like he magically appears out of nowhere, and then fucking, you know, and then just, and then just, it is what it is, man. Like, you know, so I'm annoyed. I really am annoyed, but agree, like what Jay said. I'm just, I'm a person that's not super materialistic anyway, so it's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of what I'm just annoyed because of the inconvenience. But on the plus side, I did accomplish a couple of things that I have been working on for the channel. So hopefully those will get rolled out by the end of the week. Anyway, the mental cost. And shout out to Miss Cartier. I don't know if she's in the building. A basic white girl. Shit. No, I ain't too worried about it. Like, I ain't too worried about it at all. Like, it's just, at this point, even if, I mean, if it's fucked up, it is what it is. If it's not, it is what it is. Like, I'm just really not worried about that. Like, I'm in a point to where, you know, why? Like, why even be tripping on it? No, I have not been watching the Jordan documentary. Holler at me when they give me a Hakeem documentary, then I'll watch that. Aside from that, man, let's get into it. So, like I was saying, the mental toll of, you know, quarantine, lockdown, stay at home order, whatever it may be.
Is this thing on?
And again, shout out to Miss Cartier because she suggested this. Oh, is it? Is this thing on? Is the audio even on this thing? Appreciate the love, Mr. Culture. I don't even know. Did y'all hear anything? Let me see if I got, like I said, I redid the whole, whatchamacallit. It's on here. It's on one now. That's crazy. It's so much crazy shit going on. Anyway, so I don't know if y'all heard. It's been people who have off themselves due to stay-at-home order. Like, I don't know. It's like, this is like a maybe another place. Maybe some place it's mandatory. Maybe because I'm just thinking where I'm at. This is like a real. It's like a real stern suggestion. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like India and some of these other places where they're killing your whole family if you step outside during the fucking quarantine, like, or lockdown or whatever. These are guidelines and government suggestions, and I'm not telling y'all not to go out or I'm not telling y'all to go out and disobey the rules and not socially distance and all that other stuff. I'm just saying these are suggestions. So there's a lot of people who, again, like I say, are having a tough time dealing. No, this is it's actually, yeah, I guess I got to tone it because it's actually supposed to be purple, so it looks all crazy. This one actually finally came in fucking last week. Ah, son of a bitch. So yeah, I told myself I was gonna do some more colorways, but right now with everything being locked down, the company I use, they fucking. I ordered this shit in. Like I think I ordered this last week though. I ordered a few items towards the end of March. Some of the stuff hadn't got here. A couple of things came in yesterday. 2 items I think came in last week. So it has been. It is what it is. But so what I'm saying about the mental aspect of it though is that, especially a lot of the youth, right? Even though I find it weird because we talk about social distancing, we talk about social media, and how we're already kind of distant from each other, but now it's like people are actually missing the human companionship. I've seen a lot of interesting things about how families are coming together. Oh man, no, Miss B Moore, never thrown away. I thought you'd abandoned us. I was like, well, fine then. She wants to be socially distant from us, then that's how it is. But appreciate the love.
Danny B. Moore donated $1 through Super Chat. I thought I was thrown away. Miss you guys.
That's weird. I wonder why it don't show for my mind. Maybe because I have I might not have that monitor. Actually, might be a good thing. So, like I said, so you got people reacting crazy. I think it was a 15-year-old girl, and she ended up offing herself. And she was like an athlete and stuff like that. And I wonder though, like here's the thing, right? I'm not trying to be shallow or callous or anything like that. So I don't really care how you take it, but this is not. I'm not necessarily trying to be funny, but because this is something that we've been seeing with so many people, or a lot of these places assigning deaths that may not have necessarily been attributed to the corona, like to the corona now. So, do you think that that may be a thing too with some of these self-harming individuals who may decide to finally commit the deed? Or it could be for various reasons, but do you think that they're going to attribute this to the corona too, like they've been doing a lot of other things? So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how people start to respond. It's been a little over a month or so, depending on how long they force it before everything kind of reopens. A lot of restaurants have said that they've been booming. You know, people that have like to go and stuff like that, like they said business has actually been better with people, you know, picking up to go. Now I'm sure the waitresses and stuff don't feel that way, but they're probably not working. But a lot of restaurants have been saying they've been doing pretty well. Like things that they've seen, you know, more income during this social distancing, you know, and again, Netflix stock through the fucking roof. 16 million more people subscribed to Netflix last month. So it's just like you see movie theaters now with the movies going straight to fucking video. I mean, it's a lot of difference, a lot of other shit happening that, again, could have been happening. A lot of people watch bootlegs at home anyway, but I think things are going to change. I think, like, you can't go back and say, hey, well, we're just going to release this in the theater. What I would do personally if I was a movie company too, or if I was in the movie business, I'd do both. Right? I'd fucking do both. I'd release them at the same time. You want to go to the movie theater and have the full experience? Or if you want to watch that bitch at home, I would fucking put that shit out for both of them. Because you got the homebody people don't want to deal with lines, let them buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I charge a little bit more for the home viewing, like twice as much, maybe $20. I'd up it up, and you'd be like, well, why? Well, because you could have fucking like 10 people come over and watch the shit, right? But you know, like I'd up it up. Cause I mean, think about it, motherfucker. If you're gonna go watch the shit at home or at the theater with, say, your old lady. Just say if it's you going on a date. You know, popcorn, any kind of snacks, anything like that. You're gonna spend $40-$50. If you go to a fucking theater where you can fucking eat in that bitch, you it's gonna get up there. You know, have your nice little sip of some scissor or drink. So my thing is like, are people going to become more home-based, more remote workers? You've seen a lot of jobs that have been able to be done while people are working from home. So are people going to want to make that drive to work? You know, why? They have to really get dressed. Like jobs that can be done from home, do you think there's going to be a change? Like, are employers going to encourage people working from home more? I'd like to see the numbers. It'd be very interesting to see if people are more productive from home or not. I think that you have to take into account too the fact that kids are home and everything else. So I think that's going to have a hindrance with it. But what is the mentality? What is the mindset of people as we, get over this thing and start moving back into reality? Because, a lot of places are talking about opening back up. You see Texas talking about opening back up. I'm not sure what other states. They put out all these new fucking models and shit every fucking day of what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. They say in the winter, it's going to be a second wave and it's going to be worse. And we talked about this earlier, like this is going to become like the fucking yearly flu. You know what I mean? It's going to become like the yearly flu. Get your Rona shot. It's that time of year. It's Rona time of year. So it's just like, we've talked about the new normal. We've talked about a lot of things, but I think we're here now. You know what I'm saying? More sexual. I would definitely agree with that. Because it depends on, especially if your particular definition of sex worker. But, you know, a lot of people joining up for the signing up for the OnlyFans as creators, and a lot of these people are not in the dance or normal fully clothed dance industry or the fitness industry. And that's the only two other primary people who make OnlyFans besides adult entertainers. And so I don't think that a lot of fitness gurus just overnight or over the month decide to go. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be fucking wrong. I could be really fucking wrong. So, so definitely. So if you consider, but is it really sex work if you're not having actual sex? We'll talk about that later. That's another commercial. I mean, that's another show for another stream. But I'm not gonna talk too much more. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We may not have a full 2 hours tonight. Okay? So I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time talking and running my yap. For those of you who are soft sports fans, should have a new logo tomorrow. I'll air it tomorrow, the day before the draft. That should be fun. I'm taking it back to the old school where we started, for those of you who remember some of that. And then for those of you who don't, well, it'll be new to you. And then, like I said, I'm going to do something different. I've been trying a couple of different things with the Den logo. I like the Den logo. I like plain and simple stuff, but at the same time, being too plain and too simple can you just, I want to spice it up. It's 2020. I want to do some things differently. So, the state that people succumb to sex work once the economy drops. I mean, shit, people are paying their rent with sex now. Right? People can't pay their rent. The landlords are asking for sex. That's crazy. That's super crazy, right? So here's my thing. Right? Is that like just for a delay? Like, if you pay for your rent with sex, are you a prostitute? I mean, I'm just curious. You know what I'm saying? They would definitely be fucking up. Texas shouldn't draft anybody. I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm not going to get into this. Ain't soft sports. So let's let me get the line open here. Let's take some calls. Like I said, we'll probably go take about an hour or so worth of calls. Like I said, I know I was late, and blame me. And we're gonna have a good old den time. But I would be lying, even though I may appear nonchalant about some of it. I would be damn lying if I said that I'm not mad. I'm very mad about. I think I'm more mad about the phone than the wallet. I don't know. I'm just mad. Can't y'all hear the anger in my voice? I'm livid. I could hurt somebody right now. Fuck this thing. Sign in. This month has gone by fast. It's gone by relatively fast. Faster than usual, if you will. All right. The line should be active. No, it's not, because I didn't do that. All right, there we go.
Melinda and Ubers donated $3. Shout out to Kenneth : a young man who can make his point without the profanity that other young callers may need to resort to.
Let's say, shout out to Kenneth : a young man who can make his point without the profanity that other young callers may need to resort to. Appreciate the love, Melinda Anubis. That Kenneth kid, I don't know, man. I don't know about that guy. Shannon. What is a Shannon doing? I started watching some of the "What Are They Doing Now" episode of the Tiger King. I didn't finish it all, but I couldn't finish it. I didn't like how they all seemed to turn their backs on Joe, and I'm unhappy about it. I'm definitely unhappy about it. So, so that's where I am with that. Ozark, watched Ozark too, and what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Eastside.
Eastside, what's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind there, Mr. Eastside?
Man, you caught my ear, man. You talking about these sex workers, man. Paying the rent, man. I think I have a little know-how on that. Little first-hand information.
Okay. Let's talk to us. How's that? How is that working?
Man, this ain't nothing new, man. This is the world's oldest profession. It's like going back to your instincts, your second nature. Mm-hmm. Man, these some of these females, man, they know how to make it through tough times, man. Corona 19 and these motherfuckers are built for it tough, man. And they're fucking machines, man. They know how to. They know how to make a way. They was having sex for the rent before all this shit. So what's the big deal? Why are you trying to expose the landlord? Don't put him out there. Just keep it on the low, man, like you've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he really doing you a favor. You know what I'm saying, on the cool. So I saw something you posted, and I gotta ask you about it. What was happening?
Hey, man. Go ahead, because I was going to ask you about something.
I saw, like I said, because I've been kind of absent. I've been absent from the Discord a bit too, and someone informed me that maybe I should go back and just check out a couple of things and see what I've missed. And I saw a young lady, I guess you could say, testing out her pole skills in public. And she looked like she was in a stationary position, like she wasn't moving very much. And she happened to be doing a on-the-spot interview, I guess.
Yeah.
And she seemed like a lady who's been, she must be healthy. She must be on top of her fiber. She seems to be very regular. Let a little something loose.
Yeah.
In the middle of the interview. How does that happen? Where did that come from?
Man, just Instagram, just the internet trolling the internet. Just on there, man. I don't make this shit up, man. This shit is actually out here. But the crazy part about it, I ain't gonna go into too much detail because I ain't putting too much out there. But motherfuckers getting mad at me for putting some shit out there on the Discord, and I seen other motherfuckers put shit on there, so I'm thinking it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I thought the Discord was free now. If Honcho cares me not to put something on there, hey man, I ain't gonna put nothing on there. I just respect it, whatever. But this quarantine got motherfuckers acting real crazy, and you put something on the Discord, it goes back to a whole other stuff. The infinity. Don't talk about the Black Queen. Oh man, I'm ready to lay down my life for these these royalty, your highness. And I'm like, bro, you see these videos, right? This is royalty. But I ain't gonna go into too much of that, man. But I thought the Discord was free for everybody. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah, no, Discord, you're definitely entitled to post whatever is on your mind. That's why it has a NSFW marking, just in case you come in, you just be prepared for anything that you may see in there. But yeah, I mean that's the whole point of it, to post whatever you feel, stimulate conversation. Whether folks do or don't agree with it, that's neither here nor there. But definitely a chick sitting on a pole and pooping herself was quite unexpected. I wouldn't say that's the most royal behavior.
When I seen it. It was real unexpected when I seen it. I was like, man, what the fuck? I gotta put this in this. But you know what I'm saying? Since I didn't got exposed to this, but I've been having some good times on there. It's been a few bad times, but for the most part, man, it's been pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like the Discord. For those of you who are not in the Discord, y'all are like, you're not getting the whole den experience, I don't think, because there's been some conversations in the Discord that have been great. They may kind of go on into the night a little bit, or they may be later, but there have been some excellent exchanges on the Discord, very, very thought-provoking conversations and things like that. So, I think if you're not a part of the Discord, you should definitely join in on the Discord. We'll be on the Discord after the show this evening. Okay. So what is the craziest thing that you have come across? Maybe you read, maybe you know personally, seen on the news, whatever it may be, that is in these pandemic related times.
Talked about giving the pussy for the rent. That's regular. I don't know.
Now those who are paying the rent with the pussy, now are we talking high end areas? Are we talking low end areas? I mean, what is it a scale? Like what is?
I'm not talking high end.
Okay, definitely
Section
not.
8.
Okay, Section 8.
Have a side. Niggas say they got queens over there too, so I ain't. Bro, this niggas, bro, that will really lay down their life. Like, be like, man, bro, I don't even want to go there with you, but they'll fight you tooth and nail, bro. Like, them type of niggas I can't argue with. But, shit, bro. This crazy shit's been going on, man. I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir. What you got?
You say you lost your wallet and your phone got messed up, brother.
Yes.
When shit happen like that, man, it usually be a motherfucker. Not saying you, but this motherfucker be on some drugs and be moving too fast. And nigga done lost his wallet and motherfucker done fucked up the phone and shit. Yeah. I done been there before.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna make a little confession to go along with this, right? So, after a little situation, I got out. I did a little shopping, right? And so I said, 2021, change my style up a little bit. I've been most of my life. I had, baggier clothes, or I look, it came up around the early 2000s. I'm not saying I still dress like that, but you know how that style kind of was, and that carried on for a lot of folks. Well, I'm not saying I was that outraged with the overly big clothes, but I was just like, hey, I want to get in shape. Yeah, I want to tighten up a little bit. I ain't saying I just want to get, metrosexual or anything, but so I bought a pair of jeans, right, and there's been some debate with some individuals about this particular pair of jeans. Now, there are skinny jeans, and then there are slim jeans. Okay,
yeah.
There is a difference, right? So I was just trying stuff on, I was like, you know what? Hey, I didn't realize that they were necessarily slim at first, but I put them on. I was like, I like these jeans. I don't mind. I'm gonna try the jeans. They're not super bad. It ain't the shit where motherfuckers be sagging and the jeans be too fit. Anyway, long story short, I was wearing some slim fit jeans today, and they're a little tighter than any other jeans that I own. And so that's on me. That's something I should have noticed, because I had the phone and the wallet in the same thing, and you know what I'm saying. And so when I pulled one of it out, that's when it had to have gotten lost, was me pulling the phone out of the back pocket. Now, the phone was me being, like I say, both things about the phone was me being ignorant, because I didn't pay attention to what it was saying, that it was going to factory reset on I thought it was just going to lock me out for a little while after too many failed attempts. And then, like I said, once that bitch started saying erasing, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And, I thought I was smarter than I must have thought I was, or something. I don't know. I'm trying on my little different pins, and I'm pushing up against the brink, and I'm like, I'll get it. And apparently I don't know my own pins, and so both of the things were my fault. So I'm not really tripping on it. And yes, I'm still gonna wear the jeans. And no, I did not have on any Prince jeans, even though this is what is this, Prince? Is it the anniversary? Is his birthday or is the anniversary of his death? It's one of them.
Something about Prince.
One of them days, and I don't have any Prince ass out jeans. So sorry to disappoint anybody.
Pretty tight jeans, bro.
Yeah.
If your wallet in your phone came out.
Yeah, that's what I say. So, yeah, when I pull the phone out, yeah, I felt, but this is what happened. So this is like say the first I felt the wallet kind of coming, and I had tucked it back in, and so I must have made the mistake again later on down the line, and did the same thing. It's the anniversary of it. Okay, so a little purple rain. So yeah, I will admit it, and definitely it would have happened twice with an iPhone picture. It would happen in real life and in the cloud.
Yeah.
Oh no, they weren't any exotic Joe Exotic jeans. You know, I'm not on that level. But yeah, so that's on me. But yeah, definitely when you just kind of moving too fast and you're not really, paying attention like you need to be to certain things, you put yourself in those scenarios, and that's what I say. I'm annoyed, but just can't be too mad about it because it's my fault. It's just kind of how it is.
Well, shit, brother, I was just touching base with you. I ain't heard from you in a little minute. I ain't want shit just to be the first one to call.
Okay.
Make it short and sweet.
Already, I got you. And I'll make sure you get your first call up on the Stachios also. And man, like I say, it's good to hear from you, man. So, anything else that's on your mind?
All right. No,
All right,
I'm good. I got it out my chest.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing that with us.
All right.
Have a good evening. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because I know there's been a discussion in a few of the den Discord. We definitely gonna bring up some toxic discussions so we can have some beef in the den. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Belle. Lisa made it in second tonight. I'm good with that.
All right, Miss Bell. How are you doing, Miss Bell?
I'm doing well. One of the things that I have realized is that I've had this discussion with several people. There is no going back to normal. We're going to make whatever this is a new normal. With this coronavirus, it's setting precedents on how we deal with life, and it's changing everything. And as far as your topic about the mental health, I personally think anybody who had issues beforehand and being quarantined, sometimes it just multiplies those issues already there. And with the fact that I remember going through Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Opal and Aaron and a few others, so there's probably even a PSTD that hasn't even been diagnosed yet with some people because of this.
Really?
Now, yep. And one of the things I will definitely say is Beyond said something about black people can't get coronavirus. Oh, that's such a load of horse shit. Now, that being said, every day in North Carolina in the afternoons, we get an update about what's going on with our state. And they have actually proved that African Americans are not getting the same health care as other people because their rates and percentages are that much higher with the getting of the coronavirus versus other, like white, Asian, other ethnicities. So it was said by the local person that's dealing with the medical stuff that there's a higher rate in our African American community for the coronavirus. I thought that was interesting.
You know what? And I can understand, healthcare and, maybe not getting the same quality. But you know who I blame, honestly, when it comes to this situation? I blame them niggas. Because they need to sit their ass at home instead of being out there partying and doing all of this shit. And I don't know they're doing that over there where you are. I'm just talking shit. But I've seen in a lot of places, and I think that part of it, too, is because I saw a lot of that early on, is the belief that, black people weren't getting the corona. They weren't like a lot of numbers. A lot of it wasn't getting reported. But then I do have some thoughts on what's going on now too, but you still got people, like I say, you said a birthday party in LA, you had a block party in Florida, in New Orleans they're out there partying. As soon as Jacksonville, which I believe is supposed to be a very predominantly black area, as soon as the beach opened up, within 20 minutes it was almost packed.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about Miami and all the things that went into that. But then also, again, at the same time, we talk about the underlying health conditions. They talk about, hypertension, obesity, heart disease,
Well,
all of
that's
these
what was
things.
put me, and I don't mean to interrupt, but that's kind of what it was coming down to, is that they were looking at the fact that basic health care, there was a discrepancy, and that they have the documentation that they actually have to look at that now, and that part's important. I wasn't talking specifically about corona, and I apologize if I kind of messed that up, but it was more for the fact that they finally have documentation that African Americans have not been treated as well as they should have been through their doctor's appointments or whatever, their medical care. And that's where I was kind of going with that. But you're right. But you know what? There's just as many dumb white people going to the beaches and doing what they're not supposed to do, too.
But here's the interesting thing, because there's a story I read, somebody shared, about a year or two, maybe 2 years ago, when this guy was a young black doctor. And I guess I don't remember if I can't remember what they call it when they're or he was becoming a doctor, something like that. When they make their rounds, they start kind of studying under somebody who's already a doctor. Yeah, kind of like intern. Yeah. And so what had happened was, I guess they were going by, and there was a guy who was real sick, and he was a black guy. The doctor basically tells him everything that's wrong with him, and using formal language, and the guy just kind of like, whatever, didn't take it necessarily that seriously. And then, as they leave and they go into the next one, they kind of gets the doctor and sort of students were kind of, I don't know if they were necessarily making a joke. Like I say, it's been a while since I read the exact story, but basically, not necessarily making light of it, but it's like if he didn't care, then, or maybe he doesn't realize how serious of a condition he's in, or whatever it may be, they kind of just laughed it off a little bit. Like I said, there was one black guy who was in that crowd, and so what happens is, I guess after they made the rounds, he ended up going back and talking to the dude, and basically making his situation, clarifying it for him in a way that he could understand a little bit better. And then once he realized, using more layman's terms, how serious his condition was, then he responded a lot differently. And then he actually started making progress and stuff like that. So I'm wondering how much of that has to play into it. We can talk about cultural differences, we can talk about barriers and perception as to how people react to stuff. And again, like I say, I'm not withdrawing any blame on the medical issue. I'm not taking away any blame from the individuals themselves. I mean, you know how you feel inside. If something doesn't feel right, then it's kind of your job to make sure that gets taken care of. But I wonder if there's some communication issues also that go on with some of these interactions.
I think it's also a generational thing too, because I'm looking back at my mom and my grandmother and their times, and they believed whatever the doctors told them. They never questioned anything that they were being told. Whatever it was okay. This is what we're going to go do. This, you know what I mean? So in today's day and age, medicine and the medical community has changed so much that we go after that second opinion sometimes. Or the fact is depending on the age of the patient, they, again, may be that same type where it's like, well, the doctor knows better, this is what I'm supposed to do. But what's really important is asking all those questions to making sure that we get whatever we need taken care of. And if we don't understand it, say, explain it to me so I do. But the other part of it is patients don't want to feel like idiots by needing a doctor to actually explain it to them. And I've been on both sides of that fence. I've had doctors where I've had to say, explain it to me so I get this. Pretend I'm not a doctor. And some of them have been really cool about it, and some of them have been real jerks about it. But the point is that we have to really invest in our own health, whether it's our mental health or whether it's our physical health.
I agree.
And, the thing is older generations, I really have seen this go all the way along. Well, nurse so-and-so said this is what I need to do, or doctor so-and-so said this is what I need to do. When in fact, it may not have been explained to them why they needed to do that. And that's the thing, is that I'm blessed. I have a doctor. She explains everything to me. If I have a question, she has no problem with that. But there are a lot of doctors that'll treat you kind of like you're on a conveyor belt and go from one room to the next just make their notes and just keep going. If you say, all right, I'm good, they just keep going because to them that time is money. But if you need to know, that's important, and that should never be in question. It's just, I don't know if it's just age thing or what, but I know that that's a big problem with patients not always getting the answers that they need. And there's been times that I've taken somebody else in with me because if it was a big appointment, and knock on wood, I've never had cancer, but if I had that, I would want somebody else to be with me to make sure that I was getting the right diagnosis. You know? And that's something that they don't talk about, that it's okay to take somebody to be with you to make sure that everything's going to be right. Not all of us have that. But whether, and especially with this frickin' coronavirus thing, it's causing a lot of mental health issues with people that they may not have had underneath the surface, but with the stress of what they call cabin fever and not being able to carry on what was once their normal life, and now that's all changed. You know, some people, it really throws them into a loop just by changing their schedules. Never mind the fact that they're working from home, but for the fact that they just have to change their schedules, it throws people for a loop. But that's just kind of about all I have, and I'm sure everybody else is going to have questions. So, have you got anything else for me tonight?
What is the craziest thing that you've seen during this whole pandemic, or corona-related to this pandemic? What's the wildest thing that you've seen?
Okay, I will answer that, but I have one thing to say before that. You guys are talking about a person sleeping with their landlord in order to get rent. That's not prostitution. That's the barter system. If there's no money exchanging hands, that's a barter for service.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, think about it. Back in the early, 1900s, the farm people would barter with each other. Somebody had eggs, somebody had
Jessor
meat,
donated $20. Even though this is a serious topic, I can't stop laughing after the Gene story. Didn't need that mental picture. I'm cracking up.
Oh.
Thanks, Kays, for sharing.
I'm not even looking at the boards because I know they're flipping shit and doing stupid crap.
Miss Jess W.
No money exchange, it's not considered prostitution.
I appreciate the love. No, it was a pants situation, so it's all good.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to do with that.
Okay, when it's money, you gotta go there. But as far as the craziest things, I've heard the senators are possibly going to do something about mortgage and free rent for a year. That was probably the craziest thing I've heard, is that the senators were going to vote in for mortgages to be eliminated, mortgage payments for a year to be eliminated, and rent on rental properties to be eliminated for a year. So that's definitely the craziest thing I've heard.
That's a terrible thing.
Well, depends on which end you're on of it.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, and again, I'm not a property owner. I don't own any land or anything. But I'm just looking at, that there are a lot of people who do, and that's how they, make their livelihood, or people who are venturing into that, who are in the real estate industry. It seems like it could be a real sketchy time for them. And again, it's not putting them over anybody else. I just think that for a year, I mean, this shouldn't even be a year-long process. I could understand a couple of months, but a year.
Well, the other thing is, and this is what hasn't been discussed, is once we get through this in May and June, come September and October, we're already back into flu season again. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're not just looking at this as in the summer of the corona. They're looking at it as in this is the first of the full year of corona.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
This isn't going away fast.
No, not at all. Like I was supposed to say, like I've always thought, even since it came, they were talking about how similar it was. Like I expected this, when it's all said and done, to be like a yearly thing, and then they'll start doing, like, say, issuing out the vaccines and all of that stuff. Like I expect this to be constant. Like I expect this to be the worst year of it, but then as years progress, they'll find it'll become a norm. It'll be the new shot that you have to get. It'll be the, whatever, Rona season or however you want to call it.
And the other thing is that somebody said in the chat that the entertainment people are realizing how unessential they really are.
Yeah, they think it's very important when they don't wear makeup and how much they're sacrificing. So, are you done, Scotty?
Well, the other thing is on the topic that you asked me, and what I thought was crazy is that this seems to be hugely hitting our elder population a tremendous amount.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of the Hollywood actors, and their older actors are going a lot quicker. The sad thing, and this is the one thing that I think is completely really sad, is that family members are not able to mourn the loss of their loved ones, even if it's a non-coronavirus death.
Yeah, that sucks. That definitely sucks. I've been saying they've been giving the Jews a lot of shit because a lot of these Orthodox Jews have still been trying to gather and do a lot of their their rituals. Not really my business, but I've seen them have some issues with them because they continue to gather in these groups and, like I say, to have funerals and stuff like that. And so they were talking about that being a big issue. So
yeah, I have a friend of mine that she lost her son from a drug overdose. And, he was just going to be 20. And we don't know what the background of it is, but in the area that they live, it's become a really bad thing for heroin and opioids. And so it's like, and they can't even mourn him properly because of all this going on.
Yeah, that's what I think is a real tough. Like the fact that you can't, give the proper burials or the proper respects, like, if any of y'all are planning on clocking out anytime soon, just wait. Just try to hold off as long as you can. It's so yeah. It's crazy. Like, how do you even handle that?
Knowing that I buried my husband last year, I can't even imagine. It'll be a year next month.
Damn.
Yeah. And I can't even. He's been so much on my mind, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm glad that he doesn't have to go through this. This is horrible. And the nursing homes that are going through this, it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, I've seen it. Those are some of the biggest hot spots.
Yep, they are. The other thing is that the mental health of the healthcare workers has not even been discussed. I'm sure Misty's in the chat group, but my heart goes out to the healthcare workers who have to do this on a daily basis, and there's no relief for them. Because you figure they've got to come home, strip down, and wash up before they can even deal with their own families.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that mental health is definitely something that we need to talk about, and it's not really all coronavirus, though. It elevates when we have things like this going on, natural disasters. We're in the middle of hurricane season, or we're in the beginning of hurricane season for the Gulf Coast.
I thought hurricane season was over.
Nope, it starts up April 1st.
No,
year.
It's a line from a movie. If anybody knows what movie that line is from, it's actually from a show within the movie. But if anybody knows what line that movie's from, I will give out a bonus 5,000 pistachios.
Well, there you go. That's pretty cool. But yeah, and then we go into winter season and dealing with all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shout out to Mr. Culture.
Oh, Culture figured it out?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I say. It's just going to be interesting to see how everything kind of pans out. Because I think we're still in that kind of gray area where I don't think we know enough about the virus to really just get out there and get back to doing everything. But at the same time, you're in a situation where how long do you hold out before more things start to cave under, and how much more longer do you hold out before more permanent damage is done? So
Oh, I don't even want to know what they're saying in the chat.
And so, yeah, so I just think we're in a sketchy area right now, and I think it's a lot of uncertainty, and so I think that's what's causing the most fear. Because what is it that people fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. So,
Ooh, yeah, that is a good quote.
and so right now we're in that fear stage that we don't understand, and society doesn't understand what it is. Well, the Chinese understand it, but the rest of us don't know what it is.
The other thing, too, is in the heightened sense of any sort of disaster situation, you're going to have people who are being triggered all over the place. You know, just stuck on stupid. I'm seeing that more and more. I went to the grocery store this weekend with my son, and actually both sides of the Walmart were open. I mean, they were still kind of like you were guarded going in, but it wasn't too bad. So those are the kind of things I don't mind opening up a little bit more. It would be nice to be able to actually have a family dinner with my family at a restaurant.
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, how dining out changes. Because are people going to be comfortable, especially with it still floating around, like sitting so close together? Or are people going to want to kind of have more room? It's only going to take one motherfucker to sneeze or to cough, and it's a wrap. And then, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how things work out, bars and stuff like this. Like, that's what I want to know. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking forward to see.
I'll tell you, though, at least in my town, for the restaurants, it's either been a make it or break it with their businesses. We've had probably 4 businesses go under, and 2 of which were our Chinese food restaurants. And one of them was on their last legs, and it finally took it out when they actually had to, you're either going to do, like, drive by and pick up, or, order online and come get it kind of thing. So, and that's another thing. Is that going to change our restaurant industry about what people want to eat when they're out? Because what I found is that there's more fried chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs, and quick junk food than there's actually really good food with good restaurants out there. Those are harder to find.
So, do you think that is because that's what people want? It's a convenient restaurant? I mean, like, why do you think that?
I think a lot of it's because chain value. McDonald's is usually a Burger King. Wendy's is usually an Arby's or a Hardee's or something like that. Some of that comes from the bigger chains being able to go into the smaller towns. I mean, you'll see a Dunkin' Donuts and a McDonald's in some of these, 200 population communities before you'll see a family restaurant.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're going to eat the family restaurant, a lot of people are like, well, I'll make that at home rather than go out. Yeah. But the crap that we're being served out is, fast food. And I don't know about y'all's areas, but I know for a fact, the area I live in, most of the food is so damn salty going out. And it just seems so high in sodium on everything across the board. I didn't even want to know.
It's just been it's been a lot of tomfoolery going on throughout society.
Well, I'll go back and read that crap when I'm done, but this is more important right at the moment. Anyway, so just giving you, these are just kind of ideas and things to talk about. It's like, fast food versus a good quality restaurant. Do you go and pay a little bit more to have something? Or has the fast food that we've had, has it been worth the quality that we're actually eating it at?
Yeah, I guess it's up to each individual. Cause it's like, of all times, like right now is when I probably would want to fuck with fast food the least.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, those major chains, if I've eaten anywhere out, been a lot more cooking. But if it's been anywhere out, it's probably somewhere local. But I ain't mad. I went the other day to go get this little Mexican restaurant. I was highly upset because I ordered had to order through the fucking DoorDash thing, but to go pick it up because some places you can order there even though they don't deliver or they might not deliver. And I go to order's place and everything, and then they're fucking closed. Like they look like they had been fucking closed. So I guess there are the little nuances when trying to order locally, but for the most part, I'd rather try to support some of these smaller businesses who. That's all they got. That may be their only location or whatever it is, as opposed to these big chains. They're going to be all right. Yeah, they're going to be all right no matter what.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though too. Is like my daughter and my son are like, I'm so tired of fast food. It's like, make a homemade soup, would you? And it's like, okay. So, or just doing grilled cheese or just doing something at home. And the thing is that I'm making a lot of quick food at home, so when I go out, I don't want a hamburger or a hot dog. I want something a little bit more substantial. And God knows, I don't need all that fried chicken fat. So it's trying to find something that's going to work for us that's not just what's out there at this point. Maybe that's going to make our taste develop and then not just agreeing with whatever's just there and wanting more or better. I shouldn't say more, better quality. Because fast food is like so packaged and the shelf life on that stuff is incredible.
I can definitely agree that it's just like I said, to me it's you don't want to wished for the future to come too fast. You want to have the experiences, but I really want to see what happens on the other side of this. And here's the thing, honestly, is there really an other side of this thing? I think this is permanence now. Like, I'm not saying that we're always going to be on lockdown forever, but dealing with this is a new facet that they've introduced into our lives. New behaviors. I don't even think they're new behaviors, but it's just different. It's definitely going to have a major impact on the way things unfold.
Like I said, it's a new normal. We'll never go back to what we had. So everything that we do now is going to be our new normal. It changes. And that's the thing about life is that we always have change in life. Not all of it is so as dramatic as having, this Corona-19 virus. But every day in everybody's lives, they change. People, high school students are still going to graduate. College students are still going to get their degrees. People are still going to be moving forward and having children. But with this coronavirus, this is our new normal, and how we deal with it is going to be what happens on the other side. Oh, God, I don't even want to know.
No, I misspelled.
That being said, I know this is probably one of those nights I went over my 10 minutes. But mental health, I believe that through the coronavirus, and this is my hope, is that there's less stigma for people to actually get the help that they need than there always has been, because there's been a huge stigma about mental health. Whether you're getting it or not. I mean, I remember back when I was growing up, doctors would pay cash on the side to see psychiatrists so that it wasn't on their insurance, so that it couldn't be traced back that they had any sort of deficit on who they were. In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was all on the surface. It was what it looked like. You had to be perfection in your resume. You still do today. But let's hope that the stigma of somebody actually having a bad time and needing to get through it and get the help that they need will prevent them from going over the edge and maybe taking their life.
Correct.
And that's kind of what we're talking about tonight. Well, that being said, you know what to do.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, the bell has rung and class is in session. And I'm in English class apparently because I don't know how to spell shit while I'm trying to correct all.
Donated $10 through Super Chat. If you miss Honcho, say thanks with a donation.
All good. All right, good night, y'all, and can't wait to hear who's next.
All right, well, thank you, Miss Bell. I appreciate your call.
All right, good night.
Hope you have a good evening. Ms. Zim Grace, happy birthday, and I appreciate the love. Thank you so very much. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to take your call. Well, real quick, a couple of things. I need to start using the hold button from time to time, just to maybe not be so rude, because there'll be points in between calls I want to address before I fucking forget them. First, shout out to Miss M Grace, appreciate the love. Shout out to Miss Jess W, appreciate the love. Look, here's why I don't have an issue with my my slim jeans. Okay, you know, now it doesn't help that since I bought these slim jeans, I've been eating a whole lot. Definitely been eating a whole lot, so that's probably not helping. They're turning from slim to skinny. But see, I've noticed something. See, this is why it's not nothing new, you know. But I guess maybe it's different because of the attire or whatever. But you women are all just as bad as men are. Okay, all of you just as bad as men are. Like I said, because I only worn these pants one other time. And it was very interesting. Encounter. Some young ladies rolled up on me inquiring of some things that had it not. I'm attributing it to the jeans. But because I never had an interaction like that before the jeans, so I guess that may be the common denominator. But we'll get back to that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
My. You got me, Johnny. You got me like I'm Johnny Gill out here, Honcho.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Mr. Roman, because you're a music aficionado, right?
Yeah.
So
you had me number one. I'm saying I was third place. Mm-hmm. I'm falling off. Number one. Number two. I was waiting here for 30 goddamn minutes, nearly 40 minutes. I wait for 30 minutes. No offense to Miss Bell. Love Miss Bell. She can take all the time she wants. Wait for 30 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. Then your ass put me on hold. God damn it, now
you know, players fuck up, man. You know, good things come to those who wait. You know, that's the saying, man. But I gotta ask you something, Mr. Roman. I know we're talking Rona and the mental cost of all that, but did you happen to catch a certain IG Live versus that took place this weekend?
Oh, with Babyface and Teddy Riley.
Yes, that's what I'm speaking of. Did you get a chance to check that out? How were your thoughts on that?
Oh man, it was. I mean, number one, two legends in the game. Mm-hmm. But two legends that couldn't get their shit together. I mean, goddamn. I mean, come on. Teddy Riley then wrote music for Michael, Janet, fucking Tony Braxton, all sorts of bands, groups, Boys to Men. I mean, he done wrote things for the Babyface too. And y'all can't get a simple phone together. Come on now.
I'm so mad right now because I had actually saved the playlist earlier. Mm-hmm. And then I just realized that when my phone got wiped, everything got wiped. All my screenshots got wiped. I had a for those of you who you youngsters like to call it the dank memes. I had a dank meme collection. I had categorized memes for waiting on just a special occasion. And y'all don't understand the work that I had to go through to steal these memes. It's not an easy job being a meme thief. And so I'm back from scratch. I'm mad.
When you dropped your phone, man, I was hoping, man, please don't tell me you was on Boost Mobile, man. Please tell me that wasn't the phone provider, man.
No. But no. Like I say, the phone is fine. It just reset everything, and so it's uncomfortable. So that means I have to fucking go back, and every little account I use, everything is like. I guess I just had a convenient way to set it up. I didn't realize how convenient everything was, and. You know, now this is where we are now. It's all good. I mean, I'm not gonna complain because again, the most important thing is having your health and your life, and everything else can be replaced. But it's pretty annoying because it definitely was a roadblock. But what were your final thoughts on on Teddy and when it finally got going, however many days later? What were your final thoughts on the Teddy versus the Babyface versus Teddy thing? Yeah.
It was probably was good. You know, I feel like it probably would have been better if it would have been on the TV or something. You know, like I say, Babyface. I mean, they're both talented. I would say Babyface, of course, got the better voice because he is a singer. You know, but I mean, Teddy, they're both iconic of what they do. So it's like pitting Teddy Riley against Babyface is like pitting, you know. I mean, you can make comparisons on both of these. It's like Michael versus Prince, or like Biggie versus Tupac. I mean, people have their preferences, but they're both legends at the end of the day. You know, so it was one of them. It was an even thing. I would say.
Really, we had a discussion. I think was that the discussion. No, we had a little bit on here, and I think a little bit in the Discord. Is and I know what I'm going to say. People are going to get riled up. They're going to get upset because of the terminology in which I use it. But is Biggie really a legend in the same category as Tupac with only 2 albums?
Yeah, he is, because you got to think about what he did for New York at the time. You get what I mean? At that time, New York was just coming out the '80s, so they was just getting out the Curtis Blow era. They was just getting out the Beastie Boys and you know, Fat Boys and all the '80s sounds. You get what I mean? And one thing Biggie did that was amazing. Biggie was a great storyteller. You get what I mean? He told you how it was. You know what I mean? He told you what he was going through and what a lot of people were going through at the time. You get what I mean? And when you look at it, hold up, Honcho. Sorry, man, something.
I mean, I know I put you on hold, man. You have to get revenge. I mean, it's all
No,
good.
no, it was something. But no, when you look at what he did with just 2 albums and how the albums are still played today, and I heard what Prepaid said, like I was listening last call. That's true. We don't know what Biggie would have did if it was his 3rd album. You know what I mean? And I'll speak to that. I'm not gonna say because I don't know. You know, Biggie's not alive anymore. But just judging from what he gave us, that music is timeless. You can't say what he hasn't put out has created classics and inspired other rappers, especially not from just the East Coast, but just all around. You get what I mean? Like I say, when it came to Biggie's flow was just, in my opinion, it was one of the best. It was unmatched. You get what I mean? This man, heavy set ass nigga, Biggie was not cross-eyed. Biggie was ugly ass nigga, but he would flow for 5-6 minutes going hard. You get what I mean? And like I said, the impact that he left. You get what I mean? Like I say, he didn't pit on Jay-Z. I know I'm gonna retort what I said. You know, but I would say help grow New York to a bigger level than it already was. You get what I mean? Help pioneer and help Nas become big and Jay-Z become big and make, especially after his death, make New York still the capital to a lot of people of hip-hop. So yeah, I think, he's a legend. You know what I mean? Like I said, we don't know because he did only make 2 albums. But come on, man. You can't say the music he put out and the legacy he left. Especially, you go to New York, man. I've been to New York. You can't go past Brooklyn, New York without seeing Biggie mural. It's just that man, he did a lot. Pac too. You can't go. I've been to California too. You can't go to California without seeing the Pac mural. So those 2 are in a boat where it's open to opinion. If you think they wasn't legends, you think they were overrated, hey, that's you. But, you know, it's people who think they were. So it's up to debate, but I think so. I'd say that. You know, I'm not saying I'm voting for everybody, but that's my opinion. You know, that's my analysis.
Okay. Who's your favorite rap artist? Or who is your favorite rap artist not named Biggie or Tupac if they're included in that?
I would say Rakim.
Okay.
I would say Rakim. I really would, bro. I mean, I always kind of criticize 80s rap. You get what I mean? But when you listen to Rakim, it's like going back to another just inspired of what he did for hip hop. You get what I mean? He was a real MC. You get what I mean? Rappers nowadays, you know, he said a real one. He said hip hop died, but people care more about the beat than the lyrics, which is so true. Because when you look at today's music, it's all about the beat. The beat is jamming. You get what I mean? But they not saying always. You don't understand what they're saying because you just can't understand. Or they might be saying some crazy stuff. You don't understand it, but the beat jamming. That's all you listen to. You know, I say this, Honcho. Tell me how many songs you listen nowadays that's hip hop. You say, man, that's a jamming beat, but it was trash.
I mean, I don't. I can't tell you too much about some of the newer stuff. It's a couple. Like, here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. It's a couple of little dudes nowadays that can rap. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm just gonna sit here and be a mark, I'm not. It's a couple of songs I like by what's that little nigga name? The Baby got a couple of songs I like. He got a little rap. He got his own little style, so I like that. The other little baby dude, he can rap a little bit too. He got some flow. The Roddy Rich dude can rap. I don't like him though. The Roddy Rich dude, like he can rap, but I don't like his music. Like I don't like his sound. I mean that's what he can rap, but I don't like his voice bothers me. It bothers the shit out of me. Like I don't know. Like you know, it used to be when rap used to be something that made you fearful. Like you're not made you fearful, but it's like you're supposed to be intimidated by rappers. Like now. I don't know. It's just that shit is they're out of there. Like,
I agree with you. Like rap is not the same as it used to be intimidating. Like you wasn't about to go up to a real MC and fuck with them. You get what I mean? Now, like I'm not scared of Roddy Rich. You get what I mean? He dropped a diss track. I'm not like ooh. That's when Drake had dropped a diss track on Meek Mill a couple years ago. It wasn't like. I mean, Drake wasn't gonna pull up on Meek Mill. You get what I mean?
This is Drake we're talking about. He's never mind. we'll talk about this in the Discord after the. We'll talk about this in the Discord after the stream is over with.
Yeah, but now I gotta talk to you about something real
All
quick,
right,
man.
what's on your mind, sir?
Speaking about the Teddy Riley and the Babyface thing, did you hear one of those stories Babyface told Teddy Riley about Michael?
No.
Oh, man, let me tell you. So, Babyface was telling Teddy Riley that a couple years ago, this was probably during when Michael was having big league. So this was probably after when he had made like I think the early '90s, late '80s, and how he was talking to Madonna, Babyface, Madonna, and Michael all talking. So Madonna comes to Michael, and because they were friends, she was like, "Oh, for your next music video, I think it's keeping in the closet or whatever. So now you can't do it in the video. I think he was like, oh, you need to dress up as a woman in your video." And what Babyface said was, Michael gave him a look, and Michael was like, nah, I don't really think about that. So she walked off kind of irritated. So what Babyface said was him and Michael talked, and Michael was like, why would I ever do that? I'm a man. Like, I'm not about to dress up as a woman, And what Babyface said, that irritated Michael. Like, well, why would I do that? You know what I mean? What is, that makes no sense why I'm a dude dressing up as a woman. You get what I mean? In the video, that has nothing to do with that when I'm with a woman in the video. You get what I mean? And I don't know about me, Honcho, but all that says to me is that, bro, man, the industry has been like this forever, Honcho. I mean, you look at it now. You get how many people and how many artists you see now that are supposed to be rappers. Like we say hard, we're supposed to take them as intimidating because they rap, wearing dresses. You get what I mean? And wearing skirts. They've been doing this forever. And when you don't listen to what these high execs and Sony and RCA and all these different music companies, you get what I mean? You get blackballed. You get discouraged. You get, your name taken away. But that's for any artist or something like that.
But can you really get blackballed these days? I mean, think about this. And this is like back then, in my opinion, when the industry had there was a lock on it. This is the day and age of social media. So here's my thing. If you go in, say you get a deal. Say you get a deal and you get put on and you don't maybe reach the expectations, you can still take your following and take and be independent and live pretty well if you cater appropriately to your following. Because the reason why I think this is, and this is why I think things are going to change, is you just had 400,000 people in a live stream, people who probably don't even use Instagram on a regular,
Anthony Bailey
for
donated
Babyface
$1
and Teddy Riley.
I listened to
Anybody under
YBN on
35
accident and
is
liked the
probably
whole
having a
album.
real hard
That's
time
rare
in that
these
whole
days for
situation,
me.
but yet they were packed, right?
When somebody like Teddy Riley and Babyface, they're established. They're not.
But but here's the thing. Look at the demographic. This is what I'm saying. And appreciate the love, AB. You listen on accident. I'm gonna check it out. He had one song I did like. But here's what I'm saying. The Instagram demographic is probably younger than my age. I'm not saying that people my age don't use it, but it's probably more so for the under 35 crowd. I'd probably say 30 and below. Really, is really where that group is. So what I'm saying is now Babyface and Teddy Riley's demographic is completely the opposite of what the average Instagram user is. But it got to up to 1 million. Oh well, damn. Well, see, there you go. And so you probably had people coming who didn't even normally fuck with Instagram, getting on it to try to figure it out. They didn't even know they were still trying to figure it out. They didn't know what the fuck they was doing. But what I'm saying is, so if you're a person who is born into the social media, not merely adopted it. So if you were one of the youth who made your come up, you interact with your fans, you put out a lot of content, and you drop music, people are gonna fuck with you. Especially if you do get signed, you continue to build on that and say you don't appease the label, they let you go or whatever else is going to be. You can eat. It's a lot of independent artists. Who was it that came up again? That's why he makes a lot of money, even though he's coming from like Soulja Boy. And this is before social media was a thing. So you got a couple of guys who've come up via the social media business, and they do it for their social media fans. They do it independently. But you got guys like Currency. Nip was eating independently. You got a couple other guys out there who are doing very well for themselves independently, not dropping no albums, pure mixtapes, and are selling out their local shows, going places, they're making music. So it's just like you could hustle $10,000 to $20,000 at a time and be in control of all your shit and getting most of your money, or you could do a $50,000 show or $80,000 show or whatever because you got label backing and you're getting all this hype, but then have to pay over half of that shit back. Or you get stuck in a 360 where you spend all that. So it's like nowadays people don't get the difference between fame and fortune. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens, a lot of people want the fucking fame to fake the fortune. But the smart person is going to say, well, I'll take less fame and really be getting money. Master P was the first. And that's why I say, we were having an argument with somebody about Jay-Z. Master P did it before Jay-Z ever did. And this is not a knock on Jay-Z, but Master P did it in the South when you got no radio play and no love and built an empire. And if you're not following that blueprint as a rapper, no matter what day and age you in, like you bullshitting yourself.
Wasn't that like Master P had like $50 in his pocket, turned down like millions?
No, I don't know if he had 50 because I think he had got some love from his grandpa or something like that, and left him some money and he ended up buying a radio. So I don't know, like I say, but my thing is just that we live in a day and age of instant gratification. We want to stun like. I don't understand how rappers still want deals these days. Like that don't make any fucking sense to me. Like
No, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this, Honcho. Everything you said is right because the key what you said is when you're independent, when you're not signed with anybody, or you create your own label, like how like J. Cole created Jingle, right? Kendrick has created his line. The thing is, it's all you because you're the one casting out the check. So it's no hierarchy or nobody in a higher power that can get you. What I'm talking about is when you do sign a deal, you get what I mean? Your whole sound cannot stay the same when you're not globally marketed, right? Or you're not on a legend tier. You get what I mean?
Why can't it sound the same?
Wait, repeat that.
You say that your sound cannot sound the same if you're independent?
No. I'm saying your sound. No. I'm saying your sound. Your sound can't sound the same after you signed or something.
Oh,
You get what I mean? That's what I mean. Now when you're independent, it's up to you because you're independent. You get what I mean? For example, The Weeknd. So The Weeknd, when he was independent, he had the front line. You get what I mean? He was doing his music. You get what I mean? People loved him. You get what I mean? As soon as he signed the deal, the man then cut off his hair. His whole sound didn't change. And I know I sound like I'm over exaggerating. Go listen to Weeknd from 2014, 2013, and listen to Weeknd, his new album from 2020. You're gonna hear a total sound change like that. And the thing is, what that comes from is yes, people can change their sound and change and become original. I'm not saying that. But when these execs want something different, they want something new. They want something that's marketed. It's no, a lot of times in these deals, there is no creativity that for you, to have in. You get what I mean? Unless you orchestrate your own deal, which a lot of people are not given that, they're not given that right to do. So what I'm saying is when the best thing is to be independent is because when you sign with these different companies and you don't read what they saying, man, they control everything you do. And when you don't abide by the demands they want and the secret things and the agendas they want to push, you're being blackballed. Even when you do leave the contract, there is no coming back because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And we won't hear about you again. You get what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. The powers of these execs is off the chain. I mean, hell, I agree. Yeah. He can't. What was the perfect reason? He was signed with, I think it was Universal, something like that. Had some contract disputes, contract issues. We never heard about them. But you know what? It's also about your work ethic. How hard do you want to work to get it? A lot of these people who already didn't have the deals didn't even want to work to get it, so that's why you don't hear about it. Like you said, which I agree with you, when you do have social media, you have the opportunity to do it. You just gonna have to do it. You're just gonna have to go from 0 to 100. You're gonna have to go from a harder level than what you did when a big company is backing you. You get what I mean? A lot of people just don't got that, and they let you
but
keep
then
going.
maybe that's the thing. If they ain't got it, they didn't have it in the first place. Whether the label was inspiring them or not, they just ain't had a juice, and so that's really just all that is. Um, But like I say, neither here nor there. Again, it's a lot of different stories, a lot of different reasons, and people can use that as an excuse. Well, the label did this to me, that to me. It's a lot of people succeed without it. Real quick, because we haven't really necessarily talked about it at all. Um, the pandemic, the epidemic. What do you feel like is going to be the mental implications, or are there going to be permanent mental problems, issues, the mentality coming after this when it's all said and done? Do you see a change in society?
Honcho, no. I think how this pandemic right now, and Corona right now, it's gonna last. People after they finally find a vaccine and stuff starts to get back to normal, I think people will be more cautious about how they wash their hands and clean for about a couple months to about a year. But eventually, people forget. People forget everything. The thing is, once it's not in fashion no more, the thing is, this is Corona is a phase. It's the hot thing going right now. It's number one trending. So everything that's going on with it, people are following. You get what I mean? When there's so many people in the world that's gonna follow what happened with Corona, like say for a couple months to about a year, but eventually people forget. When Corona's not talked about on the news anymore, when we don't hear from Fox, CBN, MSNBC, people will totally forget and it'll be out of people's brains and people will go back what they used to do. You get what I mean? Some will keep doing, the tactics they're supposed to do by washing their hands and using hand sanitizer, but many won't because, like I say, it's not in a phase anymore. It's not big news anymore. You get what I mean? So when it's not that anymore, it's going to fade out. You know, one thing I also realized, Honcho, these businesses, they cannot handle their money for nothing. You hear that AMC had money problems, the Cheesecake Factory had money problems. What that tell you, these businesses didn't keep care of their money anyway. You get what I mean? For you to be two high fashion businesses and two different types of entertainment, one in the restaurant business, another in, movies, y'all can't handle y'all money. That means y'all been having these money problems. Corona just increased it. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it shows that these businesses, man, last thing this time, a lot of people are profiting off of Corona right now. A lot of people. Mm-hmm. It don't look like it, but let me tell you something. Restaurants right now, especially fast food, they love Corona right now. They make these commercials because they got to, but right now they making money because right now people are still lazy. People do not want to be in close contact with people at the stores, so a lot of people are not cooking. That's why you go look at the meat aisle in Walmart, it's fully packed. People ain't cooking. I'd rather drive my car, order something, quick and easy, I'm home. So right now, fast food places is adoring this. You get what I mean? Hospitals, in a way, I mean, they always packed, but they don't mind it because that's making them more money. It's always a money thing. People making a lot of money from Corona. You get what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
Right now, bro, the streaming service, I didn't mean to cut you off on that, my bad. But streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon, man, they banking. They adore quarantine and chill because right now it's making them. They already made money, but right now everybody's home. At least most people are home. There's nothing to do but watch. So now you can watch all the shows you can watch all the movies, keep watching, and I keep I'm keep charging you money to watch this stuff. So I'm just making more money. That's why you've seen the Netflix stock went up in the stock market because, like I said, they're profiting off of it.
You know why Netflix is winning? It's because of that goddamn Joe Exotic. And I'm telling y'all, y'all think I'm bullshitting. Yeah, you think I'm bullshitting. Like here's the thing, like Americans are very monkey see, monkey do. Like you don't want to be left out of anything. And then we go wind it down after this. Don't want to be left out of anything. And so when Joe Exotic was like trending all across the place, and just people who did not have Netflix went and signed up for fucking Netflix. You know what I'm saying? And like, my thing is just like, come on, man. It's just, it was such a popular thing. The memes, I've seen people take the Savage Nasty whatever meme and mix it with the Joe Exotic with the little girl. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen. But, my thing is just like, that was a boom for them, and it was perfect time. And I bet, I know they didn't spend that much money to buy that from whoever produced it, and they are that shit probably better like that shit is for Netflix. That is pure dope.
Man, Honcho, the thing is, number one, all of the chromas because of Kara fucking Basket, but it really is, man. She fed her husband since 5 years, man. I know she did, but I mean, yeah, take the time because now you can make money off it. You can make merch. This is gonna get out. I'm saying, how many people you think gonna dress up as Joe Exotic and Carol Basket for Halloween this year? You get what I mean? Come on now, that's money. Like I said, perfect timing. I mean, Ozark did it too. Ozark dropping right when the corona happened. That's why you look at Netflix. Tiger King and Ozark was freaking trending number 1 and number 2 for like weeks.
Yes. We gonna talk about that. But here's the deal, Mr. Romy Roll. And I know you was waiting for a hot minute, but as we get to this point to where we get to start winding down here, we're gonna get ready to wind it down and wrap it up. But is there anything else that you want to add before we do that?
Nah, man. Just like I always say, man. Everybody stay safe. If you got to quarantine, like I say, if you are religious, keep praying. You know what I mean? You're gonna be all right. Everybody's gonna be okay. I do think it is overhyped. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not real, but I think it's a little overhyped. So everybody just stay safe, man, and keep your head up. And we gonna be all right.
So everybody gonna be all right, even like Weinstein and like whoever, he gonna be all right too. I mean, I'm just asking. I'm just fucking with you, bro, man. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
I'll say this: if he start repenting and he start praying and realize there's something bigger than himself, yeah, he'll be all right. But how rich he is and how self-entitled he is, hey, I don't know. But that's my call, man.
All right, well, that's about Mr. Roman. I appreciate you calling in.
Man, anytime.
All right. All right. This will probably be our last call of the evening. Who do we have calling into the Denline this evening?
Oh, Honcho, fuck the formalities, fuck the topic. My call is to Eastside Harold, bitch ass. Nigga, you just couldn't let this shit die, could you, nigga? You couldn't let this shit die, you old hoe ass nigga. So let me give you niggas the topic. This nigga was mad because I exposed Daddy Dick to him, which is this Tommy Sotomayor nigga. He in love with this nigga named Tommy Sotomayor, and I fact checked that nigga and proved that this nigga was factually wrong, and he took it to heart like a little bitch, like the bitch that he is. So fuck you, Eastside Harold, nigga. I told you when you ready, nigga, come see me. Let me give you directions. Since you live on the east side, you probably off of 288, you bitch ass nigga. You take 288 to 610 north. You take 610 north to 45 north. Exit Airtex, nigga. Exit Airtex, nigga. Make that motherfucking left. Come up Airtex till you get to Ella, nigga. Make that right. Come down the street to Green Tree Place Apartments, nigga, and see me, you bitch ass nigga. I done told you, nigga, keep my motherfucking name out your fucking mouth. I don't give a fuck. He spoke on the situations that should have been dead. Like I told that nigga, leave that shit in the Discord, nigga. But if you don't want to come to me, nigga, I come to you. What's it gonna be, nigga? Because I will take your life behind this shit, nigga, and I'm not fucking playing. The suicide of me. Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I will take your life behind this shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. For black women, I will die, nigga. I will take your life for this shit.
Okay. Hold on one second. So,
and it's not even about black women.
No, okay, this is what we gonna do.
This is about some man shit, nigga.
Because
nigga, I told you, keep my name out your fucking mouth, Eastside Harold. Yeah.
We gonna have to, because like I said, because somebody informed me that there was some tension between you and Mr. Eastside. Okay, and I'm not sure how it escalated to this point. And I know that there was a particular topic that both of you gentlemen disagreed on. And to see where we've gotten here now, this is. And I'm trying to figure out how has it escalated to this point? Because definitely, like I said, I've missed some of the things the last few days, and I would advise, just this is the internet, this is the tube. I wouldn't put so much information out there. That would just be my personal advice. But you're a grown man. I can't tell you what to and what not to do. But how does it get to this point where it has become a life-threatening situation?
Because I told that nigga, bro. It wasn't about no black women. It wasn't about shit other than he felt like I disrespected him when I fact-checked his daddy. Get off your fucking knees and pop that nigga dick out your mouth and walk upright like a man, nigga.
And what were the facts that were fact-checked?
First of all, he was talking. You remember that situation when the old girl shot that dude in the head on Facebook Live?
Not super familiar. Now, the one that happened in Houston?
Yeah.
The one at the gas station?
I don't know if it was a gas station. Long story short, she shot a nigga in the head. She went home, washed her hands, tried to get the gunshot residue off. And I simply pointed out that your boy was wrong. They never pronounced the nigga brain dead. They never put that nigga on the life support. If he was on a ventilator and life support are two different things. He was on a ventilator and they never pronounced him brain dead. That's all I fucking said. He the one came at me on some disrespectful shit. And then it escalated from there. See, he kept talking and running that mouth until it came to action time, nigga. And if y'all think I'm playing, I'm dead ass serious, bruh. I don't give a fuck about the law at this point because I will pay the full extent of the law for taking another black man's life. I don't give a fuck. I will make that sacrifice. Don't fuck with me, bruh.
All right, this is definitely one. I think if all parties are willing, we'll have to because apparently it escalated in the Discord. We'll have to try to resolve this for the best in the Discord because I feel like some things will be said. It's probably not best for the two, which is the beauty of the Discord. For those of you who are not a part of the Discord, you're missing out on like 41% of the dead. Like, if you're not in the Discord, I'm going to post a link up here in a second. It's a lot of things, a lot of conversation, a lot of good conversation. This is probably not the best conversation. Seems like there's some things that have to be resolved. And I apologize for the vent. But we'll have to continue this. We'll have to continue. Are you going to be in the Discord after the stream there, Mr. Dakota?
Yeah, I'll be in the Discord. And that bitch-ass nigga better show his motherfucking face. If he ain't about that action, nigga, stop speaking on my fucking name.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a bit. I appreciate you calling and sharing that. We're gonna like I said, we'll get to the Discord here in just a minute after the stream. We'll try to get this matter resolved. Shout out to Mr. Dakota. A very interesting call to end the calls off. Definitely have to have a debate night very soon. But we'll get to Discord tonight because, like I said, let's definitely get to before things get too far. They just become unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love. Shout out to Mr. Culture. The link is right there. From the Don of the Discord, a.k.a. Mr. Culture himself. And Broderick, I mean, if you've observed, I'd definitely like to know your thoughts. If you could help me enlighten me, like I say, I'd definitely like to know. Because it sounds like there's a lot of heat, a lot of tension. And the reason why I say I want to do it in the Discord, because some things may be said. I don't want anybody putting themselves in a position on YouTube or end up having, just to delete the stream. So we'll put it in the Discord. If you're not there to hear it, then you just miss it. It is what it is. Let's resolve this because we're all supposed to be friends in the den. So we'll definitely talk about it. We're not all friends in the den. Okay. We try to be, but for some reason we are not. I was not expecting that. You'll call the Discord and clear it. Okay, well, cool, definitely. They say there's three sides to a story. Side A, side B, and then the truth. And so we'll figure it all out. So definitely, I think Broderick tends to be a fair and just guy, like 87% of the time. So I think he'll give us the heads up. Again, I apologize for some of the delays. Again, if you're a part of the sauce community too, like I said, just some of the stuff that happened today kind of had me with a hiccup. But we will be in the sauce tomorrow. For those of you who watch sauce, we'll be back in the den tomorrow at 9. Just a heads up for Thursday. I got to see what time the draft starts. I'm going to look and see if any of the draft time this week, the NFL draft time this week is going to impact the den. If it does, we'll work some times out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get it all together. But here's the deal. We're going to be in the Discord immediately after this. If you don't know how to get to the Discord, you can do it via PC or your phone. There's a link. There's an app. There's a computer program and there's an app. So you have choices. Make sure you're part of that. And if you get in there, make sure you're in the voice chat so you can actually hear it. You can still text you can still comment in the text chat if you don't want to be in there. Anyway, we'll explain all that when you get in there if you know what it is. Everyone take gun selfies. Does the Super Soaker count? Let me know. But with that being said, again, like I said, I know dragging up just a little bit early from everything else. But we will get a Discord. We'll talk. I thought I was gonna take my ass to bed early tonight, but apparently we have issues we have to resolve. So let's make that. Let's get this fixed tonight. So, with that being said, I'm talking up a deuce. I appreciate y'all. Again, it is my honor, my privilege, most of all, my pleasure to be here. And those days, I'm not here, man. I really do miss y'all, each and every one of you. And there's some people, some of y'all hit me sometimes. Y'all think that, oh, Hunter don't like me for it. This is not the case. There's nobody that I don't think there's anybody that I just don't like. If I'm not responding to you, I might actually be overlooking what you're saying. I don't think I'm in the top chat. Or if I'm in the middle of a call, sometimes I may not get it. I intend to get something after, sometimes jot it down. Man, I fucks with y'all. Yeah, no more no more 30-minute calls, I promise. And especially once I get this other logo, some of this other stuff finished up for the den and kind of revamp some things, we're gonna have everything on point. And again, happy birthday, Miss M. Grace. Jay, I fuck with you, Jay. We just look differently at the culture thing. You know what I'm saying? I just have different views, and not saying that I didn't think of a particular way at one point in time. I just had some things happen in my life that definitely changed my view. Slim Jeans, look. Like I said, women are bad people. Women are crotch watchers. All right? Women are crotch watchers. And something that I've learned, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I would send you all to jail if I could. Well, you know what? Miss Grace, because you are special to me, we're gonna reserve one last moment. I'm gonna get on the Discord on my phone. I gotta re-upload all my shit anyway. I will pull up the line just so Miss Grace can call in. Give me one moment. That is the least I could do. Give me one moment. Because it is a blessing to get graced by the graces. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. All right. The line is open for Miss Grace only. Don't none of the rest of y'all call in because I ain't gonna answer. So she gets special privileges. I don't care what none of y'all say. If y'all don't like it, well, we can scuffle. Let me actually pop this right here so we can do it like this. So, all right, cool. So we'll end after that, but right now, it was something else I wanted to say before we dove into all the shenanigans. Okay, you're not gonna call. All right, okay. Well, we'll say maybe a belated for tomorrow or something. I apologize for that. Let's blame that one on Roman. We can blame it on Roman. But all right. Okay, we finna slide into the oh, he's fucking. I'm so mad. My phone don't even feel like my phone. I feel like I got violated because this don't even look like my setup or nothing. Like everything just looks ass backwards. But let's make a shake. I'm already in the voice chat. Yeah, give me a little thing, whatever's going on. And slide. Mute myself. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Links in the description. Shout out to Mr. Culture. He's posted if you scroll up a little bit. And I'm going to just copy his. Copy that. Where's the fuck? Okay, there we go. And I'll post for y'all one more time, just in case y'all don't see it. And let's get into the chat. Let's have some conversation. Well, I guess I won't be doing that because that is something real crazy. There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Culture. I have two different ones. I have the Stream Cam and I have a C920. So they're both webcams. I'll be honest, they have their pluses and minuses. think I kind of like the. I think I kind of like the 920 a little bit better. I'll explain why. But like I said, they both had plus and minuses. And I still got it right. I haven't forgot, John. Like I said, I just honestly, the only time that I've really been on people like right before getting on the streams, like I'll tell myself I'm going to do shit and then I'll get to ripping and running. But I have not forgot about you because, like I said, I want to make sure I cover a bunch of things in my response. So I'm going to get that done. But with that being said, I'm sliding out. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Tomorrow, same day time, same day channel. And like I said, we're gonna try to resolve some issues. We're gonna try to have some peace this evening. But I'm already in the Discord. I'll see y'all there. Y'all ain't got to go home. We're gonna be in the Discord. So y'all gotta get the fuck up out of here. I appreciate y'all, all you wonderful people. Get the fuck out.